you said on Friday that Gretzky probably couldn't have helped. Got Bedard back today.
Well,
how much of an impact did he make?
Well, I'm going to answer that in two parts. He clearly made the impact and the difference, but he didn't really help the rest of the players. If you check the shots on goal and the opportunities, so I was right in both ways, or wrong in both ways. I mean, he was Connor, but we have a lot of work to do this week, the rest of the players.
You've talked so often about his ability to rise to the occasion. I mean, this was another one of them in a way. Does it even surprise you when he plays like this in a much anticipated game anymore?
No, I guess not. Like, I mean, yeah, you do just get used to it, or used to seeing it. I mean, you know, the BC trip, he rose all the time. I think he had, in Kelowna, it was the only game he was sort of, well, we weren't very good in Kamloops as a team, but he was sort of horse-collared there. They had Doc against them all night, and they, tried to do their best, and I think they did a decent job, but then he still set up Suze for the winner in overtime. So he seems to find a way to have a prominent result in the outcome.
How seriously did you consider not playing him today? You were pretty non-committal on front line.
Well, it was for the most part more up to him. I knew what that answer would be if it was up to him. So he's going to stay away from the rink here for at least 2 days, if not 3 days. Get some rest. I mean, I think it's just he needs to get some rest now, or get it away from it a little bit. I mean, Seattle played their guys last night, and then they're going home to Saskatchewan here for the two kids in Edmonton. Stan Colvin, I know, played last night. I don't know what their story is. So, I mean, they got to have a break. We got the right time to have basically 6 days off or 5 days off here. So he'll get a good break.
Did you notice anything? I know he's only been one game and probably 1 day that you've seen him, but any conversations you've had with him this time around coming back from World Juniors, any difference?
I haven't really talked to him much since he came back. He came in just, for the game the other night, and we just talked briefly, and so no, I don't really notice anything different. I mean, I think he's always very confident in his abilities, but he's never, cocky about his abilities.
John, the atmosphere in the building tonight, how nice was that to see?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You're just hypothetically it, but I think over the course of a season, if we were having 5,000 or 6,000, it probably means 5 or 6 wins. That sort of sounds corny, but it does. It picks up the team, and in certain times when you're Hartford, you're not going to play all great games, so it picks up. And I really think it was a factor in BC. There was the excitement of it for Connor and stuff like that, but you always want to play in front of a full house, and there's the odd person that can't play in front of a full house for nerves, but really everybody wants to play in front of a full house, whether it's the home or away. So yeah, it was great, and hopefully we got a lot of repeats.
Do you feel like the World Juniors were a bit of a wake-up call maybe for Fairweather Pats fans? I talked to some in the crowd that hadn't come to too many games, but they were making a point to see Connor on his first game back.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fair weather or whatever, but I've used this analogy from something that happened, not to me, but just small way, sort of, many years ago when there was a draft in the middle of the season for us players in the WHL, and they talked about the writer talked about it being $6 to get into the game, or it's less than that or something, and next year it'll cost you 40 or 30 or something to see them in the NHL. It's the same thing. Like, if you're a sports fan or a hockey fan, there's X amount of games left here to see them play, and maybe some people they're never going to travel to Edmonton or Calgary to see him, or Winnipeg, but if you're any sort of sports or hockey fan, come and see him, because you know, the tickets in those places, which are the closest, unless you happen to be down in the States someplace, they're going to cost, there's nothing going to be under $100 to see him play. So why not see him play for $25 or whatever the price is? I don't understand why there won't be a lot of people seeing him.
When can we expect Stan back?
He'll be back for Friday.
John, in 2 days it is the trade deadline. You made one trade already. Kind of leading into it. Are you going to be busy, or kind of what's your plan?
I don't know for sure whether it'd be busy or not. That just depends on a couple little things. I don't think there's anything major on the horizon, but you know, I think we're in a position where we like to add a little depth throughout the team. So we'll just see. There's a lot of big things going on today, I've heard. I don't know if they've been announced or not, but there's a lot of big things. So, yeah.
Pharmacy, what do you see in his game? And was it tough to give up Armstrong, the guy that's
Yeah,
seems to be taking some steps this year?
For sure. It was tough to give up Barmy. I coached his dad 23 years ago, and he's a great kid, and he's improved over time, which is what you're supposed to do. But I think it came down to, and we, you know, I'm on the look for a forward or two, you know, with Ty and Shancy out, but you get a chance based on what we've seen when we've played against them, which is sort of hard really to scout, you know, from the bench, but, and reports on them, and you watch some video, to get a player a couple years younger on defense and a right-hand shot, you know, he's, one game doesn't make the thing, but it looks like he has a chance to be a, you know, a solid player, you know, for his time here in Regina, which is a significant amount of time, you know, as a 17-year-old.